everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Late Night Craft Talk. Put my phone on silent. We are live tonight, folks. We are back. We are here, and we are ready to have some Friday night fun. Let me turn my phone on vibrate. Okay, we're here actually joined by Svea. She's having a little technical difficulty right now. She'll join as soon as she can. And she's actually on, just we're having some microphone problems. But we'll get that squared away. But welcome. We are back, and we are having tonight, folks, we are having a first aid episode. We're going to talk about some recent experiences we had, mine a few weeks ago, Svea's, I believe, in the last couple of months. We're going to deal with human as well, emergencies and kind of how to assess them, as well as pets. So we're going to cover some really important stuff tonight. Let's see. Maya's on. Welcome, Maya. Glad you're here. Always glad that we are joined by our leadership. El Presidente Maya. Awesome stuff. So we got a nice running stream tonight. Yeah, Joya's here too. Good boy, y'all quick tonight. That's awesome. Okay, he's waiting for us since we weren't live last week. I was on the river last week, and I believe Svea was out of town. And Svea's trying to fix her mic problem right now. She's figuring it out. Svea, right now I have it where it looks as you're muted.
James, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I see your mouth moving. Maybe you hear me. I'm trying to get the sound in my ear right now.
Yeah, understood right there. Maya says, I am early. Let's take a look at that, folks. She is here. This is why she's president. I am early. Cool. And even Joy is here. Early for this one. She's also early, too. Okay. You're hearing a little bit of background right there from Svea's over there at Brooklyn Boys Pizza tonight. And we're getting that squared away. Thank you, Maya. We are happy that we're back, too. We love to do this. We'll be back live for definitely the next couple of weeks. There's a POW coming up, but we got some cool stuff lined up. But we're back with the first aid episode tonight. And for some of you, this might be review. For some of you, you might learn something tonight. And going to be cool. Anyway, so what to kind of do as a primer for tonight's show, we're going to do a little, Joya, no cheating or rolling your eyes. We're going to do a little first aid quiz just as a primer to get you all ready for tonight. We got some cool announcements and stuff coming up. And let's see, we got a lot of people watching again. We're really got people waiting for us tonight. So anyway, just to do a little first aid primer, we're going to have a fun little thing. I should have got I wanted to get one of those, what do you call Cahoots thing going during the opening of the show and get it superposed as the countdown, but that got a little complicated. Anyway. So, Svea, is that a pizza? Are you eating a large pizza? No, I'm messing with her. Okay. We got a few more people joining us. Love it. All right, folks. Just a little primer. We're going to be talking about just like layman's term, kind of entry-level first aid, and we're going to be talking about that tonight. But just as a primer to kind of get things going, what is the first step in providing first aid? Is it A, assessing the scene for safety? Is it apply direct pressure to the wound? Is it perform rescue breaths? Or is it elevate the injured limb? Well, imagine if you're on a scene right there. Let me see an answer from y'all. We got about 6 people watching. Let me see an answer. A, Joya? Yeah, Joya's going to kill it on this one. Yes, assess the scene for safety. If you are at a car accident, you don't want to walk out there going, oh, I'll help you in a busy freeway. Because you might get hit by a car or, it'd be dogs or, Godzilla. That's a big one, Godzilla. So, yes, bingo, A. All right, this is the next one. 5.5 minutes almost. Gee, that goes quick. All right, let me look for a good one here. Here's one we actually covered a few weeks, or I believe a couple months ago. We had some Boy Scouts over here at over here at the studios of Late Night Craft Talk, showing first aid. Let's test your memory on this one. What is the recommended compression to breath ratio for CPR in adults?
James, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Jesus.
And it's you're coming through clear.
Okay, good.
Minimal background noise. That's awesome. But folks, what is the recommended compression to breath ratio for CPR in adults? Is it 5 compressions to 1 breath? 15 compressions to 2 breaths, 30 compressions to 2 breaths. Remember, compressions is where you're pushing down on the sternum. Or is it 30 compressions to 5 breaths? And Joya says 30 to 30. Yes. 30 compressions to 2 breaths for adults. Joya, you're killing it. It's like you know this stuff. That's a rhetorical joke.
She does, James.
Oh, she knows her stuff. She can school us. She got to win something for this one. Okay. All right. Oh, we have an order from El Presidente. Hey, late night CT. Late night CT. We'll go with that. Family share.
Yeah,
Matter of fact,
I think this is a typo from the president.
oh, she's just trying to throw us off. Carol Ann's here.
Nice. Hi, Carolyn.
Hola, Carol Ann. Happy Friday. Okay. I'm getting ready to share. Are you sharing, Svea?
Right. I'm working on that right now.
Me too.
I'm so sorry. I did not realize it was going to be as loud as it is here at the pizza place because they're actually cleaning up and doing all kinds of stuff.
We'll just roll with it. Just have the fun.
That's why I was like, I need to be on my AirPods like now. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm writing it. We're live for this week's episode of Late Night Craft Talk with an exclamation point and share. All right, Maya, I did my part. 3.5 minutes. 3.5 minutes to go. If you get some fun background noise, we'll just go with it. It's, that uncontrollable factor what makes it fun for us the way we roll. All right. Let's get another first aid question here going. Okay. I'm looking for a good question here. Okay. What is the first thing you should do when someone is choking? Is it perform back blows, begin CPR, perform abdominal thrusts, which is the Heimlich maneuver, or offer them water to drink?
Shouldn't you call their emergency contact first?
They're choking.
I'm just being silly.
I got it. All right. What is it, folks? Maya, we know you did it on purpose. Let me hear an answer, folks, for that. What is the first thing you do when someone is choking? Perform back blows, begin CPR, perform abdominal thrust, which is the Heimlich maneuver, or offer them water to drink.
See, that's a huge one. Joya gave you a very pertinent question because
Joya, we're going to say adult because it's different for babies than adults. Carol Ann says call 911 and thrust. Let's wait for one more answer. I'll give it. We know typos. Carol Ann, I definitely get to see your comments coming in. All right, I'm going to go and give the answer. What do you think it is, Svea?
I think that you're going to want to probably do the Heimlich maneuver.
That would be the second thing you try. First thing is back blows.
Back blows first?
Yep.
Because it helps me push it up or out.
Joy says Heimlich. This is back blows. Actually, Joy, I'm with you on the Heimlich. This is a little dubious on that one right there. Okay, minute and a half. We have time for one more question. You ready, Svea?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the correct method to control severe bleeding? Is it apply a tourniquet above the bleeding site? That's extreme. Apply pressure directly to the wound with a clean cloth or your hand? Elevate the injured limb above the level of the heart or apply ice to the bleeding area? Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Joy, on that one. Last question on that one. Look at your comment. We're going to be quick because it's 30 seconds left, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. Apply pressure directly to the wound with a clean cloth or your hand. I'm going to say that first off, put on a pair of surgical gloves. It's blood.
Yeah.
It could be contaminated by vampirism.
Yeah.
Amongst other things. Ready for countdown?
Yes.
Folks, get ready to count down with us. Here we go. And 10,
9,
8,
7,
6,
5,
4,
3, 2,
2,
1.
showtime! It's time for Late Night Craft Talk with hosts Svea and James Hermes. Let's get the fun started. It's time to start the show. And proof we are live. See here and there.
Yes, I know. That is us. We're here. And I just put it on. Did you just put it on?
Put what on?
The brand.
I didn't do it.
Okay. All right.
You're making me dizzy now.
Sorry.
Got it. I want to emphasize from the last question we just had that Joya killed it right there, as I also said. Gloves first before you touch blood. It's good to carry some with you, your purse, in your pocket. It's one of those things that really makes a difference between, having a bloodborne disease and not, or something that's clutched that way. Yeah, Joy says, oh, phew, and Carolyn says, hey, yay, live, hoorah.
Yes. So, you are backwards from normal.
You kidding?
So hello everyone. Welcome to our show. We do our show every Friday. I'm like during the live, Dan. I don't know what you want me to do. Okay, so let me restart. We do the show every week. We do a live show, and generally live, and we always try to be entertained. We try to do all kinds of fun stuff, teach you about interesting things. We interview people. We don't interview people. We come up with fun content. We do all kinds of fun things. So if you like the show, please like and subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, everything, social media. Make sure to look for Dancing Berry New Trader and look for Elkrack Traders with an S at the end. And you can like, subscribe, follow, everything. It really helps us as small businesses because I don't know if you know this, but social media, the way it works nowadays, is the only way to keep your social media visible is people need to comment and like and share and follow constantly on your page, or otherwise it's not given any attention in the world. So thank you everyone for joining us. Hey James, what's going on with Top Rank Traders?
We've been busy. There's some people from Australia that like us.
Wow.
Hi, y'all from Australia. But it's been going well. We've actually been out of commission. I mean, it's just as far as like doing live shows, we normally do this time of year. We're in Palm Springs every 2 weeks. Folks, in the last couple weeks, I've started my spring semester. Being English, composition and critical thinking and biological anthropology. I want to take medical anthropology, but it's biological anthropology this semester. And it's both require a lot of reading and essays, especially the English composition and critical thinking class. A lot of essays to the point I took last Thursday and last night from Palm Springs to finish essays. There's a lot of writing. I was up at 4 o'clock this morning finishing the latest essay. I'm not going to give the subject. It's kind of crazy stuff, but we're still doing other stuff. For those who look for us in Palm Springs, because I know I've gotten calls like last night. Where you at? We will be there back next week and for several weeks after. It's just that I was on the river last weekend between doing that and writing essays that should have been done over the weekend. We're back and we'll be things are slowing down for that part. So we're back doing that. And that's our announcements for right now. What's going on with Dancing Bear?
So, for those of you who really like James's drum class, considering we've had to reschedule it a couple times, we have James's drum class coming in on the 16th. So if you guys really want to take his class, we do need people to sign up. We can't have 2 people or 1 person sign up. It doesn't make sense for James to come out for that. We really do want to have this class, and we don't want to have to cancel it for this year. And we usually do this class once a year. So if you are interested in the drum class, really move around your schedule so you can go to it. It is, like I said, it's March 16th from 1 to 5 p.m. The class fee is I think it's 152.50. That includes the drum kit and the class fee. And then on top of that, there's some sales tax on the drum kit because you're buying a physical item. So I think it ends up being like 161.25 or some kind of weird change like that. But basically, if you're going to buy the same drum, it's going to cost you about $200. So, you're going to learn how to make the class. You're learning how to make drums. You're going to have a drum to go home, and it'll be your own drum. It's definitely a cool class. It's definitely interesting to learn and to work with that medium. James teaches it very well, and I really recommend the class. It's always a nice event, and we of course would love to do the class, but we need to have enough people to make it worthwhile for James to drive 2.5 hours to come to the store. It's 2.5 hours each way, everyone, just so you know. So
I bring a kayak with me and go like Hodges.
Yeah.
Or to the coast.
Yeah.
It's easy to do, folks. Bring it. You just give me an idea for a cool advertisement, because kind of like folks, we got to be sensitive on it and be careful what we put out there, because it's representing the business. And I get a little get a wild hair, and sometimes it's not a good idea that I think maybe at the time. But I got an idea about a drum promo involving a garage, cars, and drums.
Okay. Well, I
don't know where it's going to go yet. Huh?
Let's hash out the idea before you spend a lot of time working on something.
But the last one was a good idea. It
was really, it's a little sensitive.
Yeah, it was. Oh, and speaking of kayaks, yes, Wendy, you should take a kayak to the lake in Death Valley over at Badwater Basin. I so want to.
Is there really water in there?
Yes, it refilled with the atmospheric river we've had with a series of storms. It's about a foot deep. It's only expected to be deep enough to kayak in so much. The only thing is that there are so many people going to that lake, and this is the first time. Like, the lake's only appeared a few times in the last thousands of years that we're aware of, and so many people are going that it's creating environmental damage, and I'd rather not be there and see the lake than contribute to that, and I'm big on that.
Well, James, I have a good idea for a bit for you that'd be really funny, is to actually bring your kayak out to a dried out lake and kayak a dried out lake. Be kind of funny.
I'm going to see if I can find that on YouTube, but there's actually a couple guys from Colorado, a couple kids. This is like 10 years ago. And they did this thing called dryland kayaking. And these kids are out there in these whitewater kayaks, and they're actually in a marathon. And they sit in there with these whitewater kayaks in the street, and they're just scooching them. At this marathon, they're actually doing this. And they're going down like this busy street trying to get home, and they're dryland kayaking, and they got the whitewater gear. And it's hilarious.
Yeah. That's really
I got to see if I can find that, put up a link for y'all. But that's cool.
So sponsoring drum class, okay? So if you guys want to take a drum class, seriously, just move your schedules around and do it. It's a lot of fun. Secondly, we have been working on putting a bunch of pictures up. I could even show you. We're taking pictures like crazy, trying to put up all of the items we got recently in Tucson. It's a lot of work because I have a lot of other things going on too, but let me show you this. See this? These are all pictures of a whole bunch of product that I was taking pictures of. A day in a life of someone who takes pictures for their website. It's a process. And sometimes if the pictures are blurry, I have to retake them, which I actually wrote on this one here. You're going to see it. Oh, there's more here even. Look at this. Retake.
Oh, geez.
Because
that's an obvious note.
It's not clear enough. It's kind of, I don't know if you can see this, but this is with the macro lens. It's a little blurry, so not good. So anytime you're taking lots and lots and lots of pictures. Sometimes my eyes get so tired I can't see that they're blurry, and so it's like, oh shoot, not fun. So yes, so we're working on trying to put a whole bunch of pictures on the website. So that's ultimately what we've been working on. And of course, I've been helping out with Brooklyn Boys Pizza with their social media. So if you guys could do me a favor, if you could like and subscribe to their Facebook page and Instagram. What I was mentioning earlier in this video, it's very important. I don't know if you guys know this, but on Facebook and Instagram, if you have people like your posts, even if you spend just a couple minutes a day and go on someone's Facebook page, just click just like a bunch of things, or comment, I love it, or just really simple. Don't spend a lot of time. It really helps those businesses because I just got this notice from Instagram this is for one of the videos that we did. I just got this notification that I got.
Is it Brooklyn Boys Pizza and Deli is the name of it?
It's Brooklyn Boys Pizza. It's let me tell you the actual.
Because I'm getting ready to put up the Instagram.
Okay, it is. I believe it's BB Pizza Oceanside. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Do you see it?
I'm gonna have to redo it again because it was Brooklyn Boys Pizza. Why is it going on yet? First search.
BB Pizza Oceanside. I can put it right here. I got it.
Working on it. Anyway, we don't want to hang on this too much. But we'll get that up for you to folks to take a look at. But
so it's BB Pizza Oceanside. If you guys could do me a favor, if you could like and follow and just go through and click like on the different posts, it would make the world of a difference. Because basically anytime you do that, like I said, it really helps out a small business. And when you do that, it actually, and now you see what I did. I don't know if you noticed, I'm taking some of the advice from our friend Laura, who was doing her Instagram. Do you see the patterning I'm doing? Yeah, I
remember that from interviewing her a couple years ago.
Yeah. So the Sicilian one, go up a little bit. That Sicilian one that you were looking at, click up a little, go up a little. That one right there on the upper corner, click that one. That has been
it's not gonna work
the video. That was the video where we got the most views, over 500 views on that video alone, which I'm really excited about. So it makes a difference. It makes a world of a difference. I'm actually making a really cute video. You guys are gonna like this, so I'm just gonna show you right now. I'm making this video that says, if you like our content, like or share. So I'm doing different things to try to help them get seen. And so far, I think it's making a significant difference because this Friday night was one of the busiest nights they've had on Friday, which is awesome.
That's cool stuff.
So, I mean, ultimately, that's all the stuff that's been going on with us. And my stomach's feeling a little better, James.
Hoorah, yay, Pepto-Bismol. You got that new Pepto-Bismol. I got something. Folks, we know you love to see river pictures. And we're going to show that to you in a minute, but I got something. We were going to do a Batman movie night, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. Kids were kind of tired. We had a long day over the weekend. They were really rambunctious. They were doing sumo wrestling and stuff on the sandbar. And but one of the things we're going to do is cosplay on this Batman movie night. It was 1966 Batman. We got to do a late night craft talk movie night with that. We're going to do this, and so I was going to dress as the Joker, 1966 Joker.
You would totally look Joker.
Totally.
For you.
I got everything for it.
I mean, you have like the chemically dipped face and everything.
I know, and the green hair, especially when I do a green screen wrong.
Yeah.
We do have a question from Wendy Hodge. We're going to backtrack here a little bit. How much would it cost for me to DoorDash a pizza, Svea?
Okay.
229 palms.
The problem is, I don't think there's a delivery that would want to drive that far. They don't even want to drive to Escondido from Oceanside. So, I mean, I don't think you're going to be able to get one,
Sounds like Pizza
unfortunately.
Hut too.
So, my suggestion is that you plan a trip to come visit. It's in Oceanside. So, if you want to come visit the ocean, it's a good chance to go to the ocean. It's only about, like, when I it's literally at the 78 and the 5. That's where the pizza place is. So if you continue to go straight, follow the 78 straight, don't go right or left, you will literally end up at the ocean within 5 to 10 minutes. See, Carolyn says take a drive. But it's really good. And then actually, it's really fun. We were doing, Dan and I have been doing test stuff. So we're kind of making a test kitchen Tuesday. And we were making, yeah, right? Take a drum class.
Carolyn nailed it.
And the thing is, guess what, guys? The class is from 1 to 5. So after you're done with your class, you're going to be hungry. So everyone just needs to drive to the pizza place and get pizza.
I'm going to go do that.
To sit afterwards. So I'll show you. I can show you right now. I'm at the pizza place. See that area? You can sit down in that area and you can talk about your drum class. So, just saying.
Got it.
See, we're really close to Camp Pendleton. Super close to Camp Pendleton.
Well, she was stationed in Oceanside. To get back to the river trip, I was going to do the Joker, and I ordered some stuff off Amazon. I ordered some stuff like a Poison Ivy costume for one of our adult leaders, and I came across this thing. It's something the Joker would come across. And then, when I looked at it, I saw it on Amazon, and I bought it. When it came in, I went, oh! And folks, I want to introduce my new favorite thing because this is my new favorite thing.
Oh, yeah, it's
This is my new favorite thing. Svea, guess what? Look, there's cowboys coming. Wait, make sure I get this right. There's wrestlers. Let's get them. Folks, my new favorite thing. I'll go well
So,
together.
I was going to say, at the test market night last Tuesday, we made fry bread pizza.
You crossed the line.
Fry bread pizza. It was so good. Oh my goodness.
You crossed the line.
Oh. Fry bread pizza.
And cholesterol goes.
Yeah, I know. I really can't eat a lot of it because I really need to watch my waistline. And that's not good to be eating that stuff nonstop. But let me tell you, it's delicious. It's 100% delicious. And it was so delicious that Carol Ann came over and got some.
Enjoy it. Yeah, fry bread pizza.
It was amazing.
Cross the line.
It was like thin and crispy, and because we don't have, it's a standard commercial fryer, so we don't have a really big, we can't do a New York sized pizza in an industrial fryer. It's kind of impossible, right? But let me show you. This is actually a picture of what the fry bread pizza looks like.
Yeah, it definitely looks better than fry bread burger, Pete. Fry bread burgers.
Yeah, so like I have to make a quarter of the pizza. And then I cut it.
Okay.
It's pretty amazing. And actually, everyone that tried it, we put it out for sale and people bought it.
No kidding.
Yeah, they liked it. And
you have a Baronis Aquan over there.
yeah, and we did a testing, and it was it's interesting. And one person was concerned. I'm like,
Look at
don't
look
worry,
at
it's
Joy's
not a
comment.
menu item. Fry bread with marshmallows? That's weird. Really? Is that what you
Be
want,
creative.
Julia? Okay, well, Dan was even talking about maybe doing a mac and cheese pizza.
It's been done. Still a good idea.
I know. Well, they have a ziti pizza they do here.
What?
They do a baked ziti pizza here.
Okay.
Yeah. Really,
Joy,
it's good.
Joy, you had this? You
Bread
had this?
with pepperoni fry bread with marshmallows. Wait,
We'll see you
I'm
soon.
confused. Pepperoni fry bread with marshmallows. Wait a second, it's a fry bread or it's a pizza? I'm confused.
Pepperoni fry bread with marshmallows.
So we should put marshmallows on the pepperoni pizza?
I never thought those would pair together.
Yeah, I never thought that would pair together either.
This is
but-
like peanut butter and banana sandwiches that Elvis ate.
Oh, peanut butter bananas, really, with bacon? It's good. It's actually good. I tried. We were at a burger shop in Arizona, and they called they said even Elvis. This is Elvis's favorite sandwich, and I was like, we should try it, and it was good because the peanut butter gets melty. It gets melty.
You know how he died, right? He died eating a peanut butter and banana pooper.
Eating too much of that stuff, yeah.
And pooping. It's not urban legend, or maybe it is. Shall we move on?
Yes, please. Let's move on.
Let's do it, folks. You like to see the river pictures? I was on the river last weekend with the Boy Scout Venture Crew I'm advisor for. Let's take a look just to get through it here. Some of these are pretty cool. These are the kids getting ready at a place called Walter's Camp, and get it over there, stopping for a break at a sandbar. Ready for the sunrise photo. We had 15 kayaks out on the river that weekend, and a special guest, Kelly Jo Miller, was with us last weekend. And there she is with the kids right there. We're getting ready to load the boats. There she is with Kelly Jo. Remind us the name of the unicorn on the bow of your boat right there, because I do the same thing with my unicorn named Mr. Sprinkles. Remember that? And this is the kids go over there climbing. This is at an oasis that was after a 2-mile hike one way. And they're went around the backside of the oasis, and they were climbing into a dry waterfall behind. And this is them climbing out. Quite the climb. They had a lot of fun. Boba, Miss Boba Toby Poo. I know I'm mispronouncing that. So he was obviously gone for a moment. And gotta love those sunrise pictures right there. That's not all the boats. We couldn't get them all in one picture. Okay, Kelly Jo, I saw your comment to you. All right. Anyway. Oh, Boba, Miss Boba to you. Okay, I get it. Folks, just to get it, the name of her unicorn, it's Boba, but Miss Boba to me, which is to you. Anyway, thanks. Love the sunrise picture with that one right there. And that's the last of the photos. So it's time to get on to the subject of the show right now. 15 kayaks. We actually had lost 2 people. It was supposed to be 17 kayaks. Almost the entire fleet of kayaks was out. We only were 2 short. If all 17 went out, we would have been 2 short of the entire fleet. It is a lot of boats, a lot of people going down the river, a lot of fun, but it's a lot of people to keep track of too, especially when 3/4 of the group is new to this or only does it just once or twice a year. Yeah, it's a fun trip, but it is a lot to keep track of, making sure everybody's there. Kids are packed to have their stuff, the food, that everybody's square. Medic, I didn't get much sleep. I just say I crashed on Tuesday and had essays to write. All right. With that, it's time to get on the subject of the show. We're going to wait for Svea here for a minute. But while we're doing that, we're going to go and get on. So Svea and I were talking, and last weekend on the river trip, that we did have, we ran into a group. Just going to say with Kelly Jo right there that was on the trip. It was a lot of fun, but a lot of work definitely. And Kelly Jo, you were a big help on this one. Anyway, we had a group that camped near us that had a little medical emergency. It was not a emergency, but somebody needed to be taken out with a group near us. And so talking to Svea, because I was having to treat it, this person was going through dehydration. So we actually wanted to go over and do a review on, just do a review of patient assessment, because we covered this a few months ago, just to cover that. But we want to talk about dehydration tonight and other kind of medical emergencies and some stuff you can see with that. So I want to cover that. And I'm going to go ahead and throw together some reminders, and we're going to have a little fun at the end of the presentation with this. But one of the things about dehydration, which a lot of you already know, you don't drink enough water. There it is. I need to turn this thing on. Okay, there we go. Look, I move a lot quick.
That's weird. That's very weird.
Know. So anyway, dehydration can mask itself in a lot of different ways. When the Bullhead River Regatta used to happen, where you would have literally 30,000 people going down the river one morning down the Laughlin Strip on the Colorado River. I was working as a medic on one of the islands. I would treat over 100 people a day for a combination of mostly heat exhaustion and dehydration and some hypothermia. Over 100 people a day. One year I had 200 plus people I had to treat in one day. You get pretty good after a while in those conditions. The reason hypothermia is because it's 110 degrees out and they're floating in a 70 degree river. Drunk. A lot of them that I had to see. That was fun. But anyway, you know, there's such a cross symptoms of stuff to see that we're going to do a quick review and cover this. And we're going to try to make it fun. We don't want it dry. Try not to make it dry. Definitely don't want it dry. So let's take a look-see at this. Yes, Joya, it was nuts. It was a thing show. But change around thing to something else. Okay, let's take a look here. So let's do we're going to just quickly cover patient assessment. This is something you want to practice, and this is a chart that is overly complicated for the entry level or layman on medicine. But this is what like EMTs and paramedics will follow, where they look to do a scene size up, and we touched that on the show during the countdown. Is the scene safe? Mechanisms of injury, number of patients, because you might be in a car accident or something. How many additional resources? Stabilized spine, and it goes over and it talks about general impression when you walk up to the patient. How old do they look? What's their age, sex, skin color, whatnot. Then there's level of consciousness. What's their chief complaint? You always want to establish the airway, the breathing, the circulation, the ABCs. You want to check those. And then it goes on from there, and then you do your secondary assessment. You want to see where they're at and see what you need to stabilize. Big ones, breathe, airway, breathing, and circulation, because without those immediate, you die quick. But let's look at just a layman when you walk up. That's good stuff to know on that one. And I encourage you to look at this up on your own. We're just covering this. Oh, I got to do the legal. The information that we're presenting tonight is for informational and entertainment purposes only. Please seek the study on the information and take a first aid class, whether it would be your local community center that offers it, American Red Cross. That's what they offer, very good classes for the general public on first aid. But the information we're presenting tonight is for entertainment and informational purposes only. If you're sick, go to your doctor.
If your presentation is dry, then it is dehydrated. This is actually truthful.
Bingo. Okay. So, the EMTs are going to cover, and paramedics are going to know. EMTs are going to know this level. Paramedics are going to know this level, because it's like between a semester class and 2 years of study with a paramedic. They're going to know a lot more. They're going to have a lot more advanced equipment. The paramedics can put in IVs, maybe an AEMT, but the AMT basic, not so much. And then, in the backcountry, you're not exactly carrying IV fluid with you, IVs.
You're going to be it's going to be kind of like Mark Wahlberg making an IV with like a turkey basting needle and sugar and distilled water with the hose kind of thing.
Hannibal Smith can do it with duct tape and all kinds of stuff, and so can MacGyver. Except Hannibal will go afterward. He's going to get rehydrated, bring the patient back. Dr. Hannibal will go, I love it when a plan comes together. The A-Team. I was thinking Hannibal Lecter. You're going to say Hannibal Smith because Hannibal Lecter would eat you. Okay. Sounds of limbs. All right. With that, folks, let's take a look at patient assessment for the, in a simpler case for the general public right there. Now, while waiting for EMS, say you're at emergency response, emergency scene, car accident, something like that. While you're waiting for EMS, well, the first thing you want to do, call EMS, dial 911. It sounds like somebody dropped some pans. Do you need to call 911?
I think we're okay.
Gotcha. So have somebody or yourself or somebody, if you're going to go over there with somebody, look at the general public, quickly look at your resources and say, can you dial 911? Just activate them, bring them over, say what's going on. Because sometimes it might be minutes and you might be able to stabilize a person long enough the EMS can take over and really stabilize. You may save a life on this one, and that's a great thing. But ask the person to describe their problem. If they're going, oh, you just see them going, oh, you might think, oh, they're drunk. Well, no. Could be diabetes. Could be dehydration. Could be it could just be gas. You don't know. It could be a cardiac condition. Don't assume they're drunk. There could be a number of things on there. But ask the person to describe the problem. If they have a knife sticking out of their leg, it's obvious. You figured out the mechanism of injury. Look for a medical identification jewelry because that's an important thing. A lot of people will carry that. I carry paperwork with me that shows my medical history that just explains some stuff. Y'all know what's going on with me. Visually assess the person from head to toe. Look for deformities. See if they have a knife sticking out of them, a puncture wound, a deformity in their limb. Don't move them. They're lying down on the ground, especially after a car accident. Don't move them. You could bend their neck a certain way, cause a back injury, and cause paralysis. That's one of those things you want to take you want to think about and take medical classes on this. Take the first aid class, and learn about that. And try to identify the MOI, the mechanism of injury. Because that's the difference between like a trauma and a medical. You kind of catch Svea like that. What's the medical? What's the trauma?
Yeah.
Yeah. Car accident, impalement, trauma. Upset stomach, dehydration, which we're going to touch on here real soon. Medical. Cardiac tamponade, which is a cardiac heart condition. Medical, right there. So those are the things you want to look at. And so that we just wanted to cover that part of the patient assessment. That's a big thing. Now, while waiting for EMS, consider performing secondary assessment. We're going to breeze through this. Folks, read it right there. There's a lot of great information. This is going to condense this stuff. Ask the person to describe the problem. You need to ask their symptoms to help determine what might be going on. Look for medical identification jewelry, a necklace, typically a bracelet. In some cases, Svea with a hat. I'm kidding about that.
Sometimes the phones, they actually have the cell phones. They have like a medical. You might be able to do this. If you hold down this button on the side, it actually hold it down. This actually says medical ID. If you swipe this, you can actually possibly find something else important.
I actually had that set up on my phone as well, paperwork right there. But I had that set up on my phone that after the Nero whoopsie a year and a half ago, a little over, I had that on my phone set up that said what's going on. And I had information on my person I kept with me because I had balance issues and I might take a fall. And there was the neuro fatigue and whatnot. So I carried that stuff. Remember that, folks. Look at the phone on that. Every phone has a setting for this, the smartphone.
Like I have on mine, I have a sulfate medication allergy. Nickel sulfates. I say, and actually, I have to update this because it's saying a medication I'm not taking. It gives my emergency contacts and it says what I'm allergic to. So definitely, if you have a phone, put this on your phone.
Here's the thing is with that is, by the way, Joya. Okay.
For fun. I don't know if that sounds like fun.
I know a doctor that has them. Just okay. Anyway, so the only thing about the phone is that if an emergency, paramedic may look. They have to know to look for that. And so it's right there. But I've had people tell me that they will actually put on a jump drive. A jump drive is the bad idea, because if you have it in your pocket and they see the jump drive, no medic is going to probably want to put that, and they're actually trained not to put that in their computer because it could be malware on that one.
Yep.
It could be spyware that goes on there and goes through their system and gets that information. All of a sudden, they've got a HIPAA violation. And for those of you that don't know, HIPAA is the, I'll look it up again. My brain's shorting on there, but basically says, to keep it very simplified, patient privacy on that one. Okay. Yeah. Right, Joya. Anyway, the best thing to do on this, if you do have a condition, you can put it on your phone. That's great. They'll give details. Make a notation, is a medical alert bracelet. That is the best way. Maybe a necklace, but the most secure in print is a medical alert bracelet. Absolutely. Or a tattooed on your forehead, but that might just be inconvenient. So it's going, no. All right. Back to the show, folks. Okay. With that, look for medical identification jewelry, especially if the person is unresponsive. Look for a small emblem or a tag worn on the bracelet or a necklace containing inscriptions that might say that they have diabetes, epilepsy, allergies, bleeding disorders. This is a big thing. And with that, the other thing to keep in mind when your practice is visually assess the person from head to toe. Look for, remember this, DOTS, that acronym. Look for deformities, open injuries, and tenderness and swelling. Provide appropriate first aid for any identified problems, and try to identify the mechanisms of injury. So the way the person has sustained the injury, they might have had a fall. You can see it's a bicycle crash. It might be environmental exposure, a sunburn, hypothermia. It could be cold exposure, especially if they're wet next to a river. That should be kind of, there's one idea of a mechanism of injury. Hit by a falling object, there's a big rock next to them. That can also help you predict potential for severe injuries, and also look at that might give you an idea of scene safety on that one. And that's what we have. Now, what you see right here, and actually let me bring that minimized. Now, a few weeks ago, about 5 weeks ago, I was out hiking with a group out in Joshua Tree. And we did have an incident, a group we were with, that we had one of the adults in the group that overexerted. We helped help a youth climb, bring some gear up. And the guy's like, I got this. He's one of our experienced guys, but he overdid it. And he came down. And it was a dude in his 30s, younger and fit. He does a lot of fitness running, but he wasn't feeling well from the beginning, and it just went downhill from there. And so we went to check. I went to go get him during dinner. It was cold out, and he's in his sleeping bag sweating. And he's alternating chills and sweating. So it's like, go into action, go into medic mode. And so one of the things I did, and you want to do this when your assessment, is if you have the time or a person with you, keep notes, keep a log of what you do. Because sometimes if you're a ways out, it may be 10, 15, 20, 30 or more minutes until an ambulance can get to you, especially if you're out like Josh Tree, way out in the desert, enjoying the backcountry. So what you're seeing, and it's heavily redacted, what you're seeing is the actual notes that I kept of that person. And we're going to take a peek and see what, hold on, I got to readjust some stuff here. Okay. We're going to take a little peek-see. Okay, that's not working. Let me try over here. All right. Nope. Okay. Okay, we can zoom in. What we're looking at is actual time. ANO5, that's level of consciousness. You can see 98 beats per minute, checking his pulse. You check the pulse and you count to 30. If you have a watch, you see how many. You count to 30. Or if you're in a hurry, you count to 15, and then you either times 4 or times 2 if you count the pulse to 30 seconds, times by 2, that gives you how many beats per minute. He was at 98 beats per minute, so he wasn't tachycardic, which is a fast heartbeat. It was a strong heartbeat. Patient still feeling nausea and chills, and that's part of what was going on. And we'll bring it up here. You can see reassess patient alert to time, place, and name. That's one of the things you do when you establish level of consciousness. Um, Capillary refill, that's an important thing right there when checking dehydration. Temperature was normal. You can see those actual notes on there. It's heavily redacted. The ibuprofen, there's mitigating circumstances. We actually had an ER doc that was in a group came by and he was able to check the guy and we went with his instructions. It's called medical control. But anyway, that is the actual notes we took. Now, for the dehydration, let me try to bring that down. I gotta minimize this. And come on, thingy. There we go. Okay. Wow, I've never seen it do that before.
Huh.
Okay. Now, dehydration, we're going to bring this out. One thing I want to mention is capillary refill. We'll bring that at the end. That's part of the things you want to check out. If we have time, we'll go to that because it's already 10:41. We're going to breeze through this, folks. You know dehydration. Thank you, Joya. Okay. Where are you, mouse cursor? Hold on, because I got a screen and a mouse. There it is. Okay. Now, what causes dehydration? You've already seen that. Basically, you don't drink enough water. If you experience any symptoms of dehydration, you should move to a cool place. Loosen any tight clothing. Apparently, I mixed up stuff on this slide, but we'll go with it. Drink small amounts of cool water often. If your symptoms don't improve, seek medical advice. Obviously, that description doesn't match what we have. Now, signs of dehydration. This is where it gets confusing because it can mimic kidney problems. It can mimic a migraine. But you can see right here, if you get dehydrated, you can get dehydrated after strenuous exercise, especially in hot weather, after some vomiting or diarrhea, especially after diarrhea, with a fever, drinking too much alcohol, big time. So I was dealing with people on the river when we talked about Bullhead River Regatta. Taking certain medications such as diuretics can do it. A complication of diabetes, big time. It's there. The symptoms complement each other on that one. And if the classic, if you don't drink enough water, anyone can become dehydrated, but babies, young children, older adults, and other people with long-term illnesses are most at risk. Banging through this, folks. Okay, if you have mild to moderate dehydration symptoms, some of these might surprise you. Of course, you're thirsty. You'll have a dry mouth, lips, and tongue, obviously. Dizzy or lightheaded, particularly when standing up. Have a headache. Have dark urine, which is pee, or says we. And you're also, the big thing is, when you don't pee as much as normal. Now, one of the things when I was talking to this guy a few weeks ago is that one of the questions I asked was, in the beginning interview you do when you do the initial assessment, is when is the last time you ate? What is the last thing you ate? At what time? When's the last time you pooped and peed? For that person, he had not peed for more than a day before. He had a viral infection. It was compounded, and he got dehydrated quick. Dude's super in shape. But he admitted when he ate, he got an upset stomach, so he didn't drink enough. Thought he could pull through the day, obviously didn't. So, when he established that he hadn't peed the day before in the viral infection, I figured there's two things going on. But again, these symptoms, sometimes they don't match up.
I mean, doesn't that seem weird? Like, I would be weirded out if I didn't pee for like the whole day.
It's called guy pride. He had peed for almost 30 hours. And that got me going, uh-oh. But, he did poop that morning. So it's just, you get conflicting symptoms with that. Let's go knock through this. So that's a moderate to mild dehydration. And this guy was having stomach cramps, cramps in his toes, which brings us to this part is the severe dehydration. Extremely thirsty, have a dry mouth, breathing fast, having a heart rate and low blood pressure. Fast heart rate, low blood pressure. That seems like at odds, but it's not. The body's trying to low blood pressure because there's not fluids. There's a lot of technical reasons that the fast heart rate, because the body's trying to get blood pumping, it doesn't have enough. It's trying to supply organs and whatnot. I'm oversimplifying, not staying enough right there, but it's at odds. But remember that this is one of those things that blood, what you think with it wouldn't be enough, the heart would be beating slower, and a low blood pressure that seems counter, but it's really not. A fever. This individual started with a low-grade fever. After administering a little bit of fluids with, basically put Propel and having him sip it, you don't want to do it quickly. I was able to get rid of his fever within about 15, 20 minutes from just having him slip very slowly. We kept him up. Having little or no urine level, PP, and being irritable, drowsy, or confused. I think we're going to skip that one with the myths. The thing is irritable, drowsy, or confused. He knew his name, but after a while, he started slipping because he actually upchucked. And after that, he couldn't remember what day it was, so he would be A-0-4 on that one. But he was largely to keep it together. Some people drift quick. We're gonna skip past this one, which isn't okay. Bear with. Okay, that's the miss right there. Now, I think, should we keep this up while we kind of cover a couple things?
Sure.
Yeah, folks, take a look at that, read all that while we're doing this. But the individual, we were able to bring him back. He was bad enough that we got him out of there. We didn't need to airlift him. We were able to get a parent back at the camp to come over, get the individual, and take them to the nearest hospital.
James.
Yeah.
Is there any way that you could have the slide? Is there a way you could share the slide on some kind of page or something? Because all of this is really tiny. It's all like
I know.
So,
I know the idea is that we did so much time the first half of the show that I'm having to kill this. Folks, we're going to, when the show's over, I will post a link to this website where you can find this information, because there's a lot of really valuable information here. Especially on this one. This can dispel a lot of things that you might think is dehydration that's not. But especially the big thing is when you treat it, don't drink soda to rehydrate yourself. And straight water may not do it either. That's the surprising part. So we'll post a link to this. And with that, so Svea, we're almost at time right now, but I want to give the audience a little quiz and see if you want to participate. But folks, I'm going to present some photos. And I'd like you to tell me if this person is dehydrated, if they're what's a word called cyanotic, which isn't totally applicable to this list of hypothermia. But cyanotic is like blue. They got a blue tinge. That means they're not getting enough oxygen. Could be hypothermia. And yes, check out that website. Thanks, James. I'm definitely going to post that. So anyway, are they cyanotic or something else? I'll give you some clues. So folks, you ready for this? You ready, Svea?
Okay, I'll try my best.
All right, we'll try your best. Let's do a quiz. Here we go. Now we're going to go past this one. And okay, first one. Is he cyanotic? Does he have pallor? Because that's one of the signs of dehydration is the person's skin gets pale. It's called pallor. Or do they have a heart condition? What do you think that is? Is that pallor, pale skin, are they cyanotic, or headachy?
I'd say they probably are pallor.
Yeah, though of course Lord Voldemort right there.
I know he kind of has that kind of weird, but he also has something going on with his nose. I'm not sure about that.
Yep. Wendy Hodge says, yeah, it's pallor. Right there. Okay, next one. Is this dehydration, pallor, or cyanotic? Aquaman in the desert. That's definitely a recipe for dehydration.
I mean, he's definitely not near his water. I mean, how is he gonna? He's
definitely not cyanotic. I already gave it away right now, but that is Aquaman in the desert. That is just just perfect for dehydration and dry skin and probably pallor eventually. All right, folks. Next one. Next quiz. Are they cyanotic, dehydrated, or have pallor? It's 114 degrees. It will be in India in a few months. Okay. Yes, Joey, it's 114. Is this cyanotic, pallor, or dehydrated? Wendy Hodge says that, yeah, with Aquaman, he can't call his friends in the ocean. Okay, what do you think, Svea?
I have no idea, but they're definitely very blue.
Yeah, blue, cyanotic.
That's not good.
No, even though it's Blue Man Group. Okay, we're going to go to talk about treatment, little folks. Now,
Like if you saw someone that was really like this and they obviously don't have makeup on their face, then you got to be really.
and with their willy waxy, I'm thinking aliens or Vegas. Yes, Wendy, cyanotic. Okay, we're going to go to treatment. Is this a proper treatment for dehydration? It's BPA free, it's low sodium, it's magical, it's lightweight, and it's 100% organic. Is this an effective treatment for dehydration? Audience says, what do you think, Svea? You think no?
So.
You don't think you should carry this in your first aid kit?
No, I don't think that.
I think Joy is absolutely dying right now from the comments she's leaving. Dehydrated, let's hear it, folks. Only if you rehydrate it first. Correct, Wendy. It requires water to get this going, and then you can give the patient. So is it a practical solution, for helping with dehydration?
Maya's like, no.
Okay. Last one, folks.
Not practical. Not
practical. Last one, folks. Is this cyanotic? Here we have Morticia from the Addams family. Is this cyanotic, pallor, or dehydration?
I would say pallor, maybe. It's a little pale.
Never mind that it's part body and, it's the Addams family. I was going to try to bring on Herman Munster, but I changed it over to Morticia because she's classy. Pinky out, classy. Okay. Joy says she's actually laughing out loud. Is it pallor, folks? Is it cyanotic, or is it dehydration? Svea says pallor. Pallor and dramatic lighting. Wendy nailed it. Not always time, folks. It's not always, and let me look for a flashlight. I'm looking for a flashlight.
Light on her face. She always has a light right on her face.
Oh, absolutely. It's not often that, and I don't have a flashlight here, I would do that, but when you see a patient, when they're cyanotic, they're not always going to have dramatic lighting either. So when you come up to a patient, don't expect dramatic lighting.
Okay, that's good advice.
Huh?
That's good advice.
Definitely. Okay, Carol Ann says, thank you, Svea and James, everyone. We're about to end. Okay. So we got the ideas on that one. We'll have to do a part 2 on pet safety on this. Just a whole show on pet safety?
Yes, we could do a whole show. Oh my gosh, guys, this was last week. I think I should share it really quick. We saw coyotes, I think 4 or 5 times within an hour. It might have been the same coyotes, but they were running across our front yard, running on the road. It was craziness. Anyways, yes. So pet safety is a very good one.
What's going on back there?
Oh, you can hear it?
Oh, yeah.
You want to see?
Yeah. Is that Dan?
Yes, it looks like.
Hi, Dan. Folks, does Dan have cyanotic, pallor, or pizzaitis?
I don't know. Hey, James.
Yes.
Look at my shirt.
Greatest shirt ever.
Dr. Pepper, and it's a unicorn, and it's a rainbow.
Oh, yeah, greatest shirt ever. Maya says yes for a pet safety show. We're going to do that. We got to work together. You have a lot of experience with that. That actually bring my mom on, who's old cowgirl, on this one, as long as she doesn't talk about castrating bulls.
Dan has dishpan hands.
Show dishpan hands and models, like David Duchovny in that one movie. I'm looking for the. I may have to post this after the show, but I'm looking for that one to try to share it.
Yeah.
And
well, James, we can post the link after the show ends. Remember how we can post the link? It's really weird. We can actually still post replies to everyone, the videos, as long as we're still connected.
Yeah. Oh, I found it. Folks, here is, and I'm going to post the link now. I actually just found it. So that one about the myths of dehydration, There it is. Posted on our sites. That's a link. Go check it out. We encourage you to take a Red Cross first aid class. Sign up for it at local community college for first aid class at your local community center, fire department. Look for it. Always great stuff. And with that, 5 minutes left. What are we going to do for 5 minutes? Can we look at Dan? Can we just stare at Dan for 5 minutes?
You want to stare at Dan for 5 minutes?
Folks, type messages to us to tell to Dan as he's closing. Give us messages and we'll yell at Dan.
We're doing, he's making the dough right now. It's too heavy to lift on his own.
Okay.
So he has to take bits of it out because I'm not there helping him carry it out.
Dan's still going to appreciate me after this.
That vat of dough weighs about 100 pounds.
That's a lot of dough.
Yeah.
Folks, give us messages to deliver Dan, messages of encouragement and appreciation.
Okay, Dan, you're on camera, and people are going to shout words of encouragement at you.
Lift with your legs, not your back.
Wendy says, lift with your legs, not your back. He's like, oh my God.
Folks, give us more messages for Dan.
Okay.
Thank you for your informational show. Take care, everyone. That's a good message to Dan and all of you. Thank you, Maya. Other messages for Dan, folks.
So, I mean, that's literally like Dan will do this a lot. Donut drop the dough.
Don't drop it. Good job not dropping it on the floor, Dan.
Good job not dropping it on the floor, Dan.
Jeez, he's so pissed off.
You got this, Dan. Good.
I'm glad I ain't in the room right now, and you got to ride home with him.
Follow him around.
Folks, keep it coming.
He's irritating me because I'm like yelling at him.
There's got to be a gadget to lift that dough.
There's got to be a gadget to lift that dough, Dan.
Huh?
He's like, huh?
You should look it up. There's a dough mixer that turns.
There's a dough mixer that lifts it out. It's just expensive.
It's Dan the Man.
Wendy says, Dan the Man.
I'm going to add to that. At least you're not Dan the Man Levitan.
Dan, James said, at least you're not Dan the Man Levitan.
Good morning, Vietnam.
So that's the dough ball. Seriously, look at all that dough.
Big ball.
It's a lot. It weighs, like I said, it weighs about 100 pounds.
Tell Dan I got a bin gun.
Homer Simpson, dough!
Nothing. You should see Vito. I can tell you, man. That guy can do.
Dan says you should see Vito Acopelli. He's a pizza YouTube content producer, and he does a lot. He works with a lot of dough.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
Dan is showing a great sense of humor right now and just rolling with it, going. He's probably thinking, it's the show's almost over in like a minute, but he's rolling with it, being a great sport right now.
Biding his time because as soon as the show's over, he's like, Svea, help me.
You got an hour break.
See all those tins? They're weighed and they're put into each tin.
Gotcha. Okay.
At the end
It is
of the
10:59. We're at the time. Now, next week, folks, we have a special show. It is on the cusp of Election Day for many states. Big primaries are coming up starting in March and through a lot of states. Some states have already happened. We're still doing that one show, right? Voting?
We are?
Yeah, we were talking about it last week.
Okay.
We may change it, folks, but right now on the schedule we have for next week is we're going to talk about we want to encourage you to vote. We're not going to talk about all the crazy stuff that happens with there, but we're going to talk about what happens behind the scenes. What is the process of getting ballots, at least for Riverside County, San Bernardino County? This is the same for a lot of them across the country. But how the ballots are secured, what is the process that goes through behind the scenes the poll workers do throughout the day for elections? This is information to let you know, because a lot of people think that the ballots just show up and then just go off. They're just automatically counted. We're going to show how we transport them, chain of custody. And it's a lot of stuff you don't realize it goes in, but we're going to talk about the background, what you don't see, because you just see the ballots and the poll workers right there at the election table when you go to a polling place. We're going to talk about that, on how they go through the day, and just stuff you didn't know probably happens behind the scenes for elections. This is a super one. I'm actually working as a rover. I'm overseeing a lot of the election polling places in Coachella, East Africa, Indio, Thermal Mecca, starting Saturday next weekend. I'm big about elections. And we're going to be covering that. So you don't know, I'm going to see if I can get somebody from the Register of Voters to talk about this.
Okay.
And just visit that, and then, go through it. So, different show. We haven't really covered this before. We want to get the politics of it, the crazy stuff.
Okay, James.
It's that.
Let's save that for next week.
We are.
Already now getting late. But I was going to say really quick, next Thursday is the last Thursday of the month. It is our craft night, and it's actually on Leap Day. What is the odds that we would actually literally have Leap Day, craft night on Leap Day?
There's no February 30th this year?
February 29th.
February 29th. Every 4 years. If you're born in that day, you're aging slow.
And it was on Thursday. I mean, how many years will it have to be or have craft night that's actually on Leap Day on a regular schedule? That's crazy, right?
That's cool stuff. All right, we good?
Dan, Maya wants me to say, that's some dedication and hard work. Good job, Dan. Okay.
Yeah, why don't you come over?
Dan says, hey, why don't you come over?
Order a pizza.
Yeah, order a pizza, Maya. Come on.
No, I have to go back to my other work.
Yeah. Dan's going to do second shift.
Okay.
So, okay. All right. Well,
All right, folks. This has been another week, another episode of Late Night Crap Talk. Thanks for watching. We're going to work. I think Svea will talk about definitely the next few weeks working on a pet safety episode. That would be amazing. All right, folks. We'll see you next week. Dance with us.
yes.
Is it pallor or dehydration? Or cyanosis? Whoa, little breathe. Does Baby Yoda have cyanosis or pallor?
Oh, ain't he cute?
That's definitely freaking. Good night, folks.
Good night, everyone. Bye.